Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid December 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancer Collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the lovely Cancerians in mid-December? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer mid-December. What's the vibe? What's the energy here for my good friends? Oh, nice and quick. I'll take it. Haven't seen this in a while, but this is very reminiscent of energy I often get for water signs. I really do like it. I love the creative depth to it. There are a lot of layers within this card, but a lot of it is internal energy, which again, water sign vibes. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more about this card. So as you can see in the image, we have this art model. She's in the center of the room. We got paintings, we got sculptures, we got this little Adam and Eve symbolism showing up there too. So could there be a case made for certain temptations? Sure. For some cancers, there might be things, behaviors that you find very alluring, very tempting in this time. But if we put that message to the side, this to me is all about creativity and a rich inner world. Now, that can be great for a lot of you. I know a lot of Cancerians are super creative and imaginative. So, whatever it is that you might be going through right now, it's great to think outside of the box and use creative means. If you're feeling a lot of intense energy right now, you might just need a little blow off valve, right? Or just something to release the energy into. So whether it's writing, whether it's art, like you name it, any sort of creative self expression always favors water signs, but especially now, because you might have the creativity bug. Like even if it's like business ideas, to me, it's just like I'm thinking outside of the box and everything's lining up, which is great. The only downside to this energy, of course, could be a little too much in the head, a little too much daydreaming, too much fantasizing. So again, nothing wrong with that because that's where a lot of creativity comes from. But I just see a lot of internal energy here, which is to be expected. So we're going to let them chill over there. Watch the temptation, though. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for Cancer. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was a slippery one, so to speak. There was a very sly energy. And the reading was titled They Have a Secret. Now, again, I'm not saying you do, or I wasn't targeting one person in specific, but to me, it did feel like a lot of hidden information, a lot of hush hush, wink wink, nod nod type of vibes. It was all over the reading last week. So we'll see if that bleeds over for a couple weeks, but we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Cancer to start us off. What do we got for our good friends? There we go. All right. So we got the High Priestess. I mean, that good energy here for a Cancer reading, but she's also that very quiet, very secretive, down low type of energy. We're going to get her right there by the amethyst. What is all this quietness? Let's get a couple more. Okay, Queen of Wands, very confident. That's the yin to the yang. This energy is not so quiet. This energy is like all out there in the spotlight. So we have 2 extremes so far. Page of Wands, you got a lot of fire this week, which doesn't have to be a bad thing, especially with the energy we were leading off with and what we saw last week. Because with the shrouded energy last week and the shrouded energy here, I think the fire could actually be very refreshing for a lot of Cancers. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always like to look at elements first. We do have your power element right here with the High Priestess. That's water. So just like that first oracle card, the internal realm, the realm of feelings and emotions. Water does connect to personal connections and relationships as well. So, of course, that would be a big theme. But the creativity and inner expression. So think the water is great because you know how to navigate those waters, literally. The only downside to water energy sometimes is that it's always moving. It's never really set in one place. So there's not like the stability of the earth because the water goes here, oh, and then it's over here, oh, and then it's over there. So watch out for ups and downs. But we also have a ton of fire energy here with the Queen of Wands, Page of Wands. Also, a lot of people. So we're going to have to peel into that too, because a lot of this energy doesn't even look like it's all yours. But with the fire element, that's the element of action. So the actions that we take, the actions that other people take, think of your vitality levels, energy levels, your motivation, passion, drive, desire. That's all ruled over by this fire element. The downside to the fire, I say it every time it shows up in abundance, that it can be very unpredictable. It could be a little volatile. So, like when we have the water and the fire, these are elements that are always shifting, changing, and moving. So, but yeah, the unpredictability and the quietness, that's a very intriguing mixture. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we got the beautiful High Priestess. Now, a lot of readers will link her to the Pisces Collective, and that is correct. But in my own personal style, I like to link her to every water sign because I feel like all water signs encapsulate the strengths of the High Priestess. So, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Now, she is the matron of psychics, intuitives, and tarot readers. Her energy is the epitome of subtlety. So that could be a very good thing. She's very in touch with her inner self. It's a highly spiritual card. She has a lot of knowledge. She is pretty balanced as well, but the energy in its downside could be a little withdrawn, super, super private. And the biggest thing with her is silence, very quiet. She is a very mysterious card, even though she has all this knowledge, all this insight. She's keeping it to herself. So watch out for like suppression and things like that. But yeah, she could just represent secrecy, the unknowns, unexpected, just like what we saw last week. Total opposite of what we got coming up. So I can't wait to see how this energy plays off of each other. But in my simplistic style, it could just tell us something that's coming towards you or a way you might be feeling. Big thing with the High Priestess, she's huge on intuition. So if you are one of those Cancerians that is very in tune and sensitive to energies and vibes, that could be cranked up. Now, moving to the middle, we got the beautiful Queen of Wands, big fire sign vibes. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you're not connected to any of those signs, if you don't have any of those placements, queens represent the internal aspect of their suit. So we've talked at length about the suit itself, the action, the vitality, the energy. When I see her, I usually think of self confidence. So, how someone looks at themselves, how someone treats themselves, how someone prioritizes themselves. She is super confident, bold, sexy type of energy. So, I love the Queen of Wands. She can also tie into one's aesthetics. Remember, it's not gender specific, but how you present yourself to the world. So, maybe you're changing something about your look. Maybe you're a little extra looks conscious in this time when she's here. Usually, she's very good. I like her. But the downside, because yes, it's very confident and bold. The downside to her, aside from the explosive, unpredictable nature of her, is the fact that she can be very hard on herself. Right? Like when I see the Queen of Wands, this is an energy that holds itself to a very high standard. So that might be a mode you're in right now. You might be extra critical of yourself, your behaviors, your thoughts, your habits, you name it. So we'll keep a very close eye on her. Moving to the back end, we got the Page of Wands. So a lot more of this fire theme starting to show up. Now, a big thing with the pages, all of them, is that they're students and they're messengers. So this is great for new things coming into your life, learning new information, new endeavors, new hobbies, you name it. It's fresh. It's a brand new beginning type of energy, similar to aces. Could it just be a conversation? Absolutely. Could it be a talk? For sure. Could it be someone taking an action, making a move, reaching out? Yes, because this is a communicator. So we want to see like what kind of conversation this might be, if it is. The downside to the Page of Wands is that it can burn itself out. It could focus on too many things at once. It could like spread its energy out too much and burn out. Or it could focus on frivolous things. So in this time, it's super important to really take stock about what you're putting energy into, because this page can burn itself out. So we have a very intriguing mixture of stuff going on here, Cancer. And again, I don't necessarily feel like it's all yours, especially with two court cards and a card that could represent you. We have all these different energies coming to the table, and you're probably very sensitive to all of them. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Cancer. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Cancer, my guides? What do we got for our good friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the High Priestess. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to get to Cancer, you could drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, High Priest this time. Why is she here? Okay. I don't think it's bad, but I just see all the people. Because a big thing with every three card, now let me just get this out of the way. The Three of Cups is usually very celebratory. I know it gets a bit of a bad reputation in certain circles, like it can represent third party this, third party that, funky group dynamics, and that is true, especially with the High Priestess and the Three of Cups. It's like, oh, there might be more people involved in a situation than you might think. I'm not trying to get anyone wound up. But to me, it's a card of celebration, happiness, joyousness, merriment. So, of course, when I see the High Priestess and the Three of Cups, it's like, wow, I wasn't expecting this. I am surprised and I'm very happy about it. So, could she be an unexpected surprise and win or a surprise of any kind? Absolutely. And it feels good to me initially. But the other thing I have to mention, aside from that very positive message, is with all the people we have showing up, I've been saying it, I've been feeling it. Then we get a card of group dynamics. There's just a lot of people in your energy right now. So there could be a lot of things that you're feeling and you can't quite put your finger on it. Why am I feeling this? Who is this? Is this even me? Is this my thoughts or is it someone else's? It's like giving me that kind of vibe. So I feel a hyper tapped in sense of empathy. So we're going to keep going. Hopefully, we're going to claim this good energy. Like, oh, yeah, no, this is a big winner victory that kind of pops in suddenly or out of the blue. We'll take that. But at the same time, I get this hyper intense empathy for some reason. So we're going to keep going. We're going to see what the Queen of Wands has. I feel like it's very simple, very straightforward. And yeah, I'm not going to get anyone wound up, especially like with, we're not even going to do that. Let's go in on the Queen of Wands. Let's see what's up. There are a lot of people, I'll say that. And for some cancers, it could just represent family dynamics, groups of friends, co-workers. There's just a lot of people. So let's see what's up with the Queen. So why is she here, please? Another person. Surprise, surprise, right? So we got the Page of Pentacles in the upright, a lot of conversational energy. I was getting this a lot in some of the earth signs this week, but specifically Taurus and Virgo, like a lot of other people's energy. And it seems like yours is very much similar. A lot of the stuff I said about the Page of Wands is still absolutely in play. Now, this is 100% a lot of conversational energy here. So if you're a private type of person and you're not super social and you feel uncomfortable talking to a lot of people, this energy might feel a little intense for you, but I wouldn't be surprised if you're a lot more popular in the upcoming time than you normally are. Like to me, it's like a lot of energy coming your way, a lot of energy coming in. With the High Priestess and the Page of Pentacles, yeah, this is like an explosive talk of some kind. Remember, she's that fiery energy that comes in. I was getting this other message, and I'm just going to give it to you guys. So again, we have the explosive talk coming in, which could intensify. So it's something that could go from 0 to 100 quickly, which could be a good thing. But the downside that I'm picking up here, like when I see the Queen of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, is someone saying like, I'm okay, even if they're not. Or saying like, you know, no, yeah, everything's fine, don't worry about it. Like, or they're acting better than they really are. Not in a mean, egotistical way. It's like somebody glossing over, like, no, everything's fine. Everything's cool. Don't worry about it. We're just going to keep going. Like downplaying. So like we have this odd dynamic in the center where it's like an energy comes in hot and heavy, explosive talk, but at the same time there's like this downplay. Let's go in on the Page of Wands. We'll see what he has. Maybe that'll give us a little more information here. So why is the Page of Wands in the mix for Cancer? Okay. Yeah, just like I was saying. Just like I was saying with the downplaying. All right, so we got the Nine of Swords in the upright underneath this Page of Wands. Very, very high strung, anxious, nervous, on edge, what we could call whatever we want. Now, for some of you, this could also represent an overabundance of energy. So we're going to split this in a couple of different ways, especially with the empathy I've been picking up for Cancer. The hypersensitivity to other people in social settings seems like way elevated this week, way more than usual. So please keep that in mind because you're going to be feeling this and you're going to be feeling that and you're going to be feeling that. It's like hard to make heads or tails where it's coming from. Now, if you're not so sensitive to energy and you kind of put that or you can control it, That's a good thing. But Page of Wands with the Nine of Swords, I have an abundance of energy and I don't know where to put it. Aside from someone being on edge about something and downplaying, um, this energy here feels like there's too much energy and I don't know where to put it. So, in this time, aside from the sensitivity of energy for a lot of cancers, it's like I'm coursing with energy. I'm coursing with energy and I need to put it somewhere. So, whether it's blowing off steam, whether it's physical activity, whether it's the creative pursuits, like I saw earlier, someone needs something to do, right? Like whether it's a hobby, whether it's an activity, someone needs to get this energy out because it is super, super wound tight. Let's go through and do a quick recap because we have a lot of conflicting energies here this week, Cancer. So again, could this be, different things, different days of the week, different topics? Sure. Some of it's really great. Some of it is, it's like middle of the road here, and then we have like this really tense energy on the back end. But if you look here at position number one, we have the High Priestess, Three of Cups. People, people, people everywhere. That seemed to be the name of the game. So you might have a lot of people coming your way. Like here they come. Might be more popular than you normally are. But this to me is either one, an unexpected or a surprising win that you didn't see coming, where it's like, oh yeah, cool, I'll take it. Yeah, awesome. But there's like this, the other people's energy is all over the place here with the group dynamics and stuff like that. So if you're not comfortable with that, this energy might be a little tense for you. Moving to the center, we have the Queen of Wands with the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, could be an explosive talk that comes in, not expecting to have it, or it intensifies quickly. But I was also getting this funny message of somebody downplaying something like, yeah, no, don't worry about it, everything's cool, everything's perfect, oh, since this time everything has been great. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. Moving to the back end, we have the Page of Wands with the Nine of Swords, very tense, very much on edge, anxious, nervous type of vibe. And I also feel this hypersensitivity to energy of all kinds. So whether it's the energy of other people, you might be coursing with a lot of energy that you just need to put somewhere, you need to expend the energy and put it somewhere. So whether it's a hobby or you name it. So please take a screenshot. A lot of powerful, palpable energy this week. But let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, what do we got here? Quick, very first shuffle. All right, we got Lady Justice, big Libra energy. Normally, this is a card of fairness, of balance. If there's anything you're doing with like official paperwork, taxes, anything you're putting your signature on, be very careful and cautious about it because she does rule over legalities in this time. So again, if you're putting your name on paper or signing anything, just be cautious. Read it a couple of times when we have Lady Justice. Now, she can also represent karma, karmic scales starting to balance, starting to tip. But when we look at the downside of her, it's like there's something off here, right? She usually has the scales. Now, your sense of justice could be heightened, where it's like, no, that is not fair, or no, you know what, that is fair. You got what you deserve. Like it's a very karmic type of energy. So you might be embodying this, whether you feel like something's happened or something's gone wrong, that's off and it's not fair, or whether you feel like something is being balanced out. I like it because of the harmonious nature, but just watch out that things aren't too extreme one way or another. That's a big thing we saw within the reading itself. Watch out for energetic extremes. So we're just going to put her down right there, Cancer. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you would like further clarification on your situation, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My December schedule is live right now, and the spots go quick, so go check it out, see what's available if you want to have a chat with me. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks for all skill levels, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards, which one do you resonate with most? When you see it in a reading, it's like, yeah, that's me. Put your answer in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.